Good night, family and friends of the Saudi Crest Show. Let me welcome you to this another episode of the Saudi Crest Show. And of course, I know that quite a number of you would have been waiting. And let me first apologize for the late start. However, let me welcome you. If you are here for the very first time, I want to say that welcome, and it's a special welcome to you on this great show that we want to be. We're not full of greatness yet, but that is where our intention is on the Saudi Press Show. We also want to welcome, of course, our long time and continued viewers. And people, I'm telling you this, I want your full participation tonight because I'm sure that tonight's show will be a cracker, one of those that you wouldn't want to miss. And of course, you will be very sorry if you do miss, especially in participating. So for you to participate, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you subscribe. That is the first thing, because if you have not subscribed, you'll not be able to participate in the chat. And hence, you will actually, maybe you'll get an option to call in live if you want to. All right, so in a little while, I'll establish that and I will give you the numbers to call or say. All right, so again, welcome. And I want to welcome my special guest and panelist tonight. Of course, you know what we're about, and we'll be talking to Okeef Saunders, JTA President-elect candidate for the 2024 campaign. And of course, he has his campaign manager with him, Mr. Carlinton Graham, and a host of team members, yes, campaign leaders, PROs, and so on. But in a little while, I just ask them to introduce themselves. More so, I will call on the campaign manager first to introduce the team. And then, without a shadow of a doubt, the man with the plan, Okeef Saunders, will give us his opening statement. So once again, people, please ensure that you subscribe, you like, and share this particular video. All right? So, without any shadow of a doubt, let me ask Mr. Carlinton Graham, and let me apologize, he's having some issues with his camera, and hence you'll not be able to see him. But of course, Sir Saunders is up and ready, and you will be able to interact with all of them through your YouTube chat. All right. So, Mr. Carlinton Graham, you are the campaign manager. Tell us a little about the work that has been going on in an introductory statement. As a matter of fact, tell you who you are and what to expect going forward.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to your viewers and your audience. Well, the name is out there, Carlinton Graham. I'm a teacher at Central High School, a grade supervisor. I've been supporting Mr. Saunders' campaign from the moment I've seen the manifesto, because it is speaking to the financial welfare of teachers, that which is lacking in this time and age, one that will prevent teachers from gaining from memory and end up with what our former president has said, a livable wage.
Okay, very good. So you hear it, the man with the plan. Of course, let me hear your opening statement, Sir Okeef. Welcome again to the Saudi Crest Show. You are no stranger of this show, and hence tonight you are actually in a different capacity, one that is one of the highest level of leadership in Jamaica as it relates to the teaching profession. Of course, you're going for the president of the JTA. Talk to us about Okeef Saunders.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I am Okeef Saunders. I am a classroom teacher at the Donald Quarry High School. Colleagues, I am the man with the plan. And when you read my manifesto, you go through my manifesto, you can see that what I put in my manifesto is achievable. It is achievable because as a classroom teacher, we gain nothing from the last compensation package. We are going home with less than 200,000. A teacher with a bachelor's degree going home with less than $200,000. And it's really unfair for the teachers of Jamaica. I am in this profession from September 1995, unbroken service, 29 years. And from I entered this profession, teachers on the ground scratching for corns and worms like common fowls. It is time now for teachers' life to be better. So as a classroom teacher, I put up myself to represent the teachers of Jamaica, because who feels it knows it. I am on bond for just like any other teacher. So go representing the teachers and negotiating for the teachers. I am also negotiating for myself for betterment. We have a mass migration of our teachers. And as principal Chris, you know that teachers are leaving like whoa. The government must do something to keep our teachers in the country. Our maths teachers, our science teachers, our humanities teachers, language, IT, the specialists, the primary schools, those teachers are leaving like sun. For the government to keep our teachers, they must give us benefits and a livable wage gives for teachers. Thank you.
Wonderful. Very exciting, Sir Saunders. And before I go into the question, I'll ask you, sir, to introduce to us your other members of and the panel. Of course, they play a role in your campaign. So let me hear, first of all, give us an introduction of these people, and let's so everybody could know who we are addressing or who are addressing us going forward.
You know, it seemed like what is that what happened? We have I've sent the link to a group, and it seemed like these teachers. So I don't, it's really myself and Mr. Graham on the program.
Oh,
Those people
okay.
those people can leave and join the link different.
All right. So, friends, I hope that you understand this is the live studio link. And if you are part of the team, you could stay, as Mr. saying, this is the wrong link for you. So you could join on YouTube. So please resend the YouTube link to them so they may understand. Thank you very much for joining, though. And maybe, of course, one of these nights you will be here. Just if you have something to explore, if you have something to highlight from your institution, the Saudi Crest Show is one of the best places for you to do so. So not a problem. You can always link me for such. All right. So thank you again, and let me hope that you see you in YouTube. Please, of course, use the chat so you can show what you're about and you can add to the conversation. All right. So, Sir Saunders, I mean, I've listened. I don't know your manifesto point to point, but I've listened to many of the commentaries. I've listened to other candidates and so on. But one of the big thing that I must say that jump out at me when you talk, I mean, livable wage. Explain to us, what do you really mean by livable wages?
All right. When I'm a livable wage, our inflation is very high, very high. Every week, goods and services increase. When you look at JPS light bill, the time is so hot now that you have the fan breeze can't help you. You have to be using AC, and you're going to pay a little more light bill. Say going up to like a $20,000 light bill.
Mm-hmm.
You have fridge and appliance. So light bill is like 20,000. Utility bills is like $16,000 not due to the for internet bill, right? Water go run you like 10,000, depends on your family size. If you have children, food bill alone running you at least $40,000 per week if you have children. Transportation, if you take the bus, it's running you $15,000 or more per week. Gas, $16,000. You have to send children to school, right? At least $1,000 you have to give your kids because teachers' children is not on the PATH program. When you add up all of those, it's gone over your salary. So we are at the poverty level as teachers. If you don't hustle, dog, meow, the supper. You have to hustle. Right? So I am looking at a livable. Yeah, you were saying something?
Right, go ahead. Let me not cut you. Continue.
I am looking at a livable wage for teachers, the benefits for teachers. You know, benefits is important, very important, right? And also a salary at least $300,000 after tax. That's a livable wage for a teacher with benefits.
You know, sir, it seems like your campaign, as it mentioned, financial well-being of the teachers. And yes, I listen. But there's a scope, and just like what would be explained and what would have explained, especially in recent time, to the beat of the improved salary conditions and so on, and how you calculate as such. I heard you mention the band to which you were, or you are, and interestingly, but you also mentioned about teachers going home with less than $200,000. I want to ask a question, but let me first big up some people in the chat. So, welcome, Desiree Ferran. Good night, everyone. Naka, Clark, big up yourself and good night. Thank you for joining. Deborah Rose, blessings once again, Deborah. Dale, the man with the rolling eyes. Dale Dunga Thompson, the man, blessings. And people, remember, I see a whole lot of you on the chat. Make sure you hit the like button, people. Right here and now, please hit the like button. There are too many persons. I'm only got 6 likes. No, that's not good enough, people. If you like the stream and what you're going at, you could share and like. Also, most importantly, subscribe, because without that, if you have not subscribed, you won't be able to participate in the chat. All right, so remember now, and now while I'm going to share the call in, if you want to call and make a statement, but you'll get just 30 seconds on the phone call to ask your question, and then you could listen back for your answer. All right, or if you want a statement, we could adjust that as well, but please bear with us. Now, sir, I know a lot of people listening. There are some 30 odd persons on the show right now, and I think it will grow. But based on what you are saying, teachers going home with less than $200,000. Is this a fact that right across the length and breadth of Jamaica, that teachers really going home after this restructure with less than $200,000? And if that is so, what would have caused that?
Well, as a classroom teacher,
yes,
for you know that this is the final year of the 3 years contract for the 2024. All right,
yes.
so next year we are going into a new contract.
Mm-hmm.
You know that the government put the threshold at 1.7, so we get back 4,000 something, right? With
Okay.
threshold and the increase for this month, a teacher who do 29 years on broken service, I am talking about myself, only get $15,000 $13,000 extra on my pay. Not
And
15, 13, sorry. 13,000 along with the threshold.
as that when?
This for this month, this payday, coming this month in here.
Okay.
We're getting paid. Maybe some people get paid already. Depends if you're a bursar pay. And some ministry are here that Region 6 paying their teachers.
Okay. All right. So you're saying based on that, you're going home with less. You are going home with less.
Yeah.
I don't want to share and I don't want to ask you definitely what it would have been or why is that so good. There's a food for thought. I remember at some point I've spoken to a financial controller and I was crying out myself. Yes. How is it that I can't save much and I don't have? But when you look at the loans, sir, that we as teachers would have actually put ourselves in the loan situations, yes, we have to take loans for live or to survive. Yes, even in studies and all of that, paying tuition for children and all of that. We do understand that. But have you taken into consideration the number of loans or deductions per se, personal deductions from your salary? I'm going to use yours because every teacher is different. Have you taken consideration based on that to see if by some other means, if we try to avoid some of these loan situations, then maybe we'll end up going to closer, if not more than $200,000. Is that a situation that you could look at?
All right. You see, according to our salary, remember that you have to pay mortgage. Mortgage is very important, right? Mortgage is very important. Or you have to pay rent. Now, depends on where you live. Like in Kingston, a 2-bedroom is going for like $50,000-$60,000. Right? If you're paying mortgage, mortgage running you $60,000-$70,000, leaving your salary. You're paying for a transport, a car loan, $35,000, $40,000. Remember, you have kids going to tertiary institution. You have to go run by JTA tip or EDICOM to borrow to send your children or child to university. So these are the things really carry down teachers' salary. Teachers don't run to borrow money because they want to go on sport and live lavish. No. Teachers borrow money most time to send their children to university, or you want a car, you borrow a loan for a car. So those are the things that carry down teachers' salary.
If I might,
Go ahead,
if I
sir.
might jump in, Sir Chris,
Mhm.
I think what you're alluding to at this stage is proper financial management.
That's one of them,
But
yes.
how could we manage our finance if it is not there? Sir Saunders has alluded to a livable wage, which is about $350,000. If a teacher is getting $198,000, $195,000,
Yes.
talking about those teachers who, before this financial year, getting probably on band 4 at 0.1. If they are getting such, how is it that they are going to financially manage their income to get it close to $200,000? I just don't understand your question.
All right, you do. All right. So listen to what I'm saying. Listen. I'm using the figure that you mentioned, $200,000. All right. Now, if you should go by the rates now, or what most teachers with a first degree would not take home, but would have gotten. All right. So the band is showing me over $3.5 million. Am I right?
The band is showing you how much?
Over $3.5 million.
A teacher on band and band 4?
And 4, yes.
0.1?
Trained graduate. Or 3.3, around about there.
Right. A round off of 3 million to 3.2, 3.3.
All right, so let's say 3.3 million. Good. So this is what I'm looking at, and I'm just asking the question because this is not something I'm telling you that it could be done. I'm asking based on the situation that we found ourselves, and I'm using a personal example about managing our finance and managing ourselves because that has to be a part of managing finances. Do you understand me now, Mr. Graham? So the question that I asked, not saying that it can work, that's not my point. I'm just looking at things that would have made it harder for us sometimes to manage or to see our, that's what I say, our salaries stay intact. Market the expenses, and no doubt about how inflation have actually dug deep in our pockets or our savings. We understand, and I fully understand that. I'm aware of that. The points that I want to carry out are what I'm asking Sir Saunders. In having livable wages, yes, wouldn't be a good point for us to also include financial management in your manifesto or across the board as teachers?
Yes, you have to have financial management, but what we are getting as salary, Sadiq,
Mm.
cannot, there's nothing there to control any form of finance. Because remember, remember, let us do some calculation. You have a calculator in front of you. I have a daughter that goes to Queens, right? I
Yes.
have to give her 50.
I'm not going to be able to work out all of that, sir. So you could,
I have to
you
give
work
her
it with
50.
Carlinton.
I have to
Carlinton, you
give
can assist
her
us.
$1,500 a day. I have to
Yes.
give her $1,500 a day,
Mhm.
right?
$1,500 a day.
Yeah, that is how much per week.
Oh, what is it? 4 days or 5 days a week?
5 days, man. 5 days.
Okay. That's what, 75?
Okay. I have a son at GC Foster College.
Mm-hmm.
I have to give him another $1,500 a day.
Yes.
How much is that for the week now?
Help me out, man. I can't do all of that calculation.
Hmm?
Just tell us the figure
The
because
girl was how much first? The girl was how much first?
75.
7.5.
Mm-hmm.
7 and 7, 14 and one.
Yes.
$15,000 that
Mm-hmm.
per week. How much
Okay.
is that per month?
That's
Sixty
$60,000.
$60,000 per month. My eldest son, you know what he have to do? He was going to UTech full time, and he said that it is so hard on us. My wife is also a teacher. He had to pull, get a job, and he's going to school part time because it was very rough. All right, so we gone 60. Food per week is more than $40,000. Food per week is more than $40,000.
Okay.
As I have a young one, he have pack his snack, and plus him get $1,000 a day.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I have a mortgage of $70,000. Okay.
Yes.
All right. It cost me $15,000 a week because I full my tank. $15,000 per week for petrol. I am living in Elsha, and I can't manage to take the Portmore toll, so I make sure I go to Mandela. Right?
Okay.
Lunch for myself. Right? Utilities, light, water, and communication. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so what is there to save in that? What is there to save in that? Tell me now. What is there to save in that? For financial management, when you are being paid, call it minimum wage, The teachers
No,
minimum
sir,
wage.
no. Let's
What
not
is
let's not compare with the minimum wage. Not at all. Not at all. But anyway, what I am not saying, sir, right now, regardless of the situation, and I am feeling what you are feeling in terms of how teachers will respond to what they are getting and how they manage. Good. So saying that to say, and I'm just looking at the positive outset now, sir. That I would say to people, I say to myself, listen, at some stage, whatever it is, and if you talk to those persons in the financial market, they will say, listen, you have to get wise. If it is $1, you need to try and save $1. If it is only that. While I understand the little much that is left for you to save, I don't know if you are somebody like me that sometimes you have to have a little time out where you take a sip.
you understand?
So all of that, we might have to drop the sip. But one of the things that I want to say, sir, and I'm just using the point because presently, and I see the question that I pose are the comments that I pose there from Larman here. And presently, based on the scheme that I am looking at, sir, a teacher with a first degree right now will, at least before personal deduction, is more than $200,000. That we understand. What I'm talking about, I'm not saying that you're going to take it, because after all these deductions, I'm sure that it will go to rock bottom. Good. But the fact of the matter is, I just want to clear that. And if it is so, or sir, you are in the circles and you can tell me if persons with a first degree presently, yes, is getting less than $200,000 before personal deductions.
Sorry, Chris, might I say there's also a flip side to your statement. And I have looked at it before I have joined Mr. Saunders' team. It has to do with negotiation.
Yes.
When we have a president and a team negotiating on our behalf,
yes,
it should be the majority and not the minority that benefits the most, or all of us benefit from such negotiation financially. Now, a livable wage was described by Sir Saunders earlier on to be $300,000 to $350,000.
Take home.
Now, based on what he has described.
No, hold on. Let us just clear. I just wanted to know. Take home you're talking about, or before personal deductions?
All right, before personal deductions. So your take home then would be $190,000 or $185,000. And I just did the math a while ago. Wow. There are some teachers who may be going up home with about 195, 94, 90, depending on the point in which they fall on band 4. There are some with 210, some 215, depending on the point you fall on band 4. But I'm saying, based on what Sir Saunders has described, what is in that for us to manage financially when we are already struggling with the little that we have?
Sir, I'm not, listen, the question that I pose is not about managing what you have. I'm talking about with saving or managing the finances. Yeah, I'm getting at, hold on, I'm getting at, and the point I'm making is, when I get a raise, I always say, listen, whatever I get, I'm going to put it to savings. Or put a part of it to savings. You know what happens next? The demand get greater. Yes, demand get greater. So the fact is, while I'm saying that, I think, and I said I was using a personal experience and learning experience as well, that it doesn't matter how small, because we're gonna go there to where you want to go, sir. And then again, if you reach there, the important thing when you reach there is to manage that finance, regardless of how high you take it. And if you're unable to do that, then we're gonna be at square one again.
But there can't be any comparison between a raise of a principal with a raise of a classroom teacher who's on band 4.
So you will never have that. Hold on. You'll never have that comparison from day one. And all of you can talk about it. All of us can. From day one, the principals are always better paid than the teacher.
And we understand that.
Yes. So
what we're saying is that the gap is getting so wide that there's pure murmuring among teachers. And because teachers was just force and band 4.
Yes.
All teachers, whether they have done 30, 35 years in the system,
Mhm.
years of service was not taken into consideration at all.
Which I
Plus,
think was bad. It
right,
is bad.
right. So we're not expecting teachers to be on band 4. What we're expecting teachers to be is on band 6, based on studies that have taken place.
Okay. All right. So you mentioned one thing I want to say, though, sir, and listen, remember now where we are. We're at the Saudi Press show, and I just want to ensure that everybody understands that Saudi Press is Saudi Press. All right. You can actually, I hope you understand what that means. But saying this to say, Sir Graham, and also in terms of the band, because I'm also on band 4. All right.
You are on band 4?
I am on band 4.
Huh?
Yes, I am.
Oh, comes you on band 4?
Okay, so these are reasons why I say to you, I just moved to band 5. And that's why I'm saying, sir, there are certain things in this compensation package or the public sector revised package. Is that there are so many things that
Beg a minute, Sadi. I know that you're
no, hold on. No, I'm not going there, no, sir. And that's why I'm saying to you, sir. Remember, no on the show, I'm sorry, press. I'm just saying, and I'm using that,
Yeah.
and we'll get to the comparison.
Okay.
All right, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
No, as it relates to that, there are a lot of things I believe need to be worked out. So don't believe that I don't understand that there are some issues, yes, to the negative aspect of it, or to the lesser, to the minority, which are the teachers. Put it that way, because that's how you are putting it. One thing I want to say to also, just to clarify this and to let it known, my understanding, and then I'm not one of those financial people, but if you go to say that the gap is getting wider for principal as it is for teacher based on these things, it may not be a true reflection. And let me say this. Remember, wherever it is, that was how it was. And the fact of the matter is, because of the percentage, if you are getting more than I am, Mr. Saunders, your percentage amount were higher than my percentage. Am I right?
Yeah.
Good. So, of course, it will reflect that the principals are the gap is widening. But it is not widening because they're getting far more. It was what before, but it's the percentage. So I don't think principals got 40% and teachers getting 25. But that's just a point that I want to make. All right? The other point, well, I'm going to give it. It's your show, it's not mine. I'm just saying, just for clarity and for me to understand. Because I don't fully understand all that thing about this thing. All right? So what I'm saying to you, and what I'll continue to preach, is that we want to see teachers just like us. What you're saying, we are saying that everybody should get a wage or a salary that they can live comfortably. But within that aspect, how do we move to and how do we move past? So go ahead, sir.
Yeah, man. As you were saying, read the compensation package and the increase with teachers and principals. All right. 2022, right?
Yes.
A secondary, let me look at it. A secondary 4 principal, a secondary 4 principal at 2022 was 5 million at the first point, 5,327,986. All right.
Okay.
That was secondary principal 4. And then hold on. They're right. Hold on. Something coming. I make sure I'm getting it clear. Secondary.
I think you're all right.
Secondary principal primary. No, I was looking at principal primary. Right. a secondary principal, right?
Yes.
In 2022, at the first point, it was 7.9 so. Then 2023, it goes to 8,517,517, 517. And then for this month, 2024, April now, it gone to 9,177. Just look at that, Look at that. That's a principle, that's an increase in the compensation package for principals.
Yes.
Okay, so gone to 9.
Can you, all right, is there a percentage that you're looking at, or are you just looking at the dollar?
No, I didn't work out the percentage. I don't work out the percentage, right?
Okay.
Look at the graduate teachers. The first point for 2022 is 2,520,000. 2023, 2,825.
Yes.
And then 2024, this month, 3 million flat. So when you look at the barrier, Saudi, it is way above what the classroom, the principal have been paid way above. I have no problem with it, Saudi. Just, you can't give one set a big increase and then you leave the classroom teachers who are doing the bulk of the work. I remember, principal play a vital role in school because you must have a leader. And I have nothing against principals. And I believe that principals should be paid because the job is not easy. They delegate duties to the teachers. No, the teachers are the one who do the bulk of the work. And I'm saying, you give us one set a livable wage, right? And then the classroom teacher, nothing, 20% across the board for 3 years.
So, all right. So hold on. So the 20% across the board is for the teacher.
Yes.
What is the percentage for the principals?
And not just the percentage for the principal.
No, hold on, Sir Graham.
No, make him chip in, make him talk.
What I'm saying, yes, but I asked the question because that's why I asked you first. We're talking about percent. If you just start from
it is the same percentage.
Okay.
It is the same 20% and 20% across the board for principals. The point is, neither JTA or anyone or any teacher can tell us how the government arrive at these figures. That's it. The contention that is in here,
So it's another story, no?
No, it's not just another story.
No. It's a point that is valid, but what I'm saying, it's also a different point from where we started. Based on that, that's what I asked the question. Is it we're talking about the percentage or, because remember as I was saying, whatever the percentage is, and I gather it is the same percentage across the board as it comes to teachers. I'm not talking about principal, teachers right across the board. That was related to, and that was what was stated and discussed. I'm saying the issue as it relates to gap being widened couldn't be in just this particular time within the past 5 or so years, because the gap as it relates to the margin between a principal and a teacher is always be different. There's always a wide gap. So because the gap is wide from morning, when the percentage apply, then of course the bigger figure will show that, or the bigger portion will be higher in terms of what you get based on the percentage increase.
And we have looked at it in that way, but there is also another side to that story.
Okay.
Initially, I said that we should not have been on band 4.
Yes.
We should have been on band 6.
Okay.
Thus, that gap would not have seemed so wide.
All right, hold on a second.
It would have been the same
Let me-
20%. Look at it same way. The same 20% straight across the board
On band 6.
and band 6.
Okay. So you said that you should be on band 6 instead of band 4. All right.
Based on study that have taken place.
And Young's report on Orlando Patterson. The Young report on Orlando Patterson.
So the cause of contention now is, was JT aware of these studies before, during, or after negotiation? And if it was before, then teachers have been shafted.
Okay.
If it was during, hold on, let me make the point, then teachers have been shafted. And if it was after, why is it that we are now just being privy to such report?
All right, very good point. We might have to have some of those technocrats who were there. But let me ask you, this couldn't be your first time in and around the JTA. As you serve at any levels as executive on the JTA bodies, whether it's at the parish level or national level, Sir Saunders?
Yes, I am on the National Sports Committee.
So you'd have privy to some information going into salaries and negotiation.
No, I'm not on that committee.
No, not the committee, but you'd have heard and you'd have gotten some insights. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just asking. Because going forward, sir, I want to close this little chapter. But before I close, let me say that I made a mistake a while ago telling you about band 4, where I'm at. It is actually 0.4. All right? So let me correct that. But the point I'm making,
8.4.
0.4.
Yeah.
And I was some 0.6 before, but leave that for now. Based on what you're seeing, and Mr. Graham just alluded to the fact that how did the JTA, how did the finance minister, how did the Ministry of Education arrive at these figures? That's another point. But in your capacity now, so as a late president, want to be one of, not one of, but the president, have you done enough research to put across the point to see how will you calculate, how will you get across the message or the information to say this is how the calculation will be done or this is how it was done?
Come again. You said repeat.
All right. So Graham mentioned that no one could have explained how they reach at these figures. Am I right, Mr. Graham?
Yes, I'm correct. You're correct.
So I'm saying to you, going forward, what is your point? How will you put that across to say this? How will you calculate it? What do you understand from the calculation to show us, to let it we understand it clearly that this is how the calculation is, this is where the 20% was, and this is where it is. Tell me, how will you get along with it as a negotiator?
Okay. You have to have some technocrats when you're doing negotiation, people who really know mathematics, right? And what happened, because Nigel is not an easy kettle of fish to deal with, right? Nigel has a PhD in actuarial science, right? Now, I think that when we are going to negotiate with the government,
Yes.
we must have somebody who also know figures and can work it out to say, yes, this is how it works and this is how. So I believe that the JTA must have somebody put a person who has a PhD also in actuarial science. Because what happened? The calculation of teachers' salary, we just don't understand it. Because as Mr. Graham said, all of us get 20% across the board. Principal, classroom teachers. But principal go way up and classroom teachers still don't gain nothing. We are on band 4. So I'm saying that as a negotiator, I'll be taking a very strong team with me. People who knows figures and mathematics, and also a person who has a PhD in actuarial science that can check the figures to say this is how it works, and this is that, and this is what we want for the teachers, this is what we want for the principals, that I would say, okay, we can work with that and we can carry it back to the teachers to say this is what we sign off with Nigel Clark to say, do you accept? Because what happened the last time, Clayton Hall was the one who do the calculation for us in meetings.
Yes.
And most of the calculation that took place was wrong.
They were incorrect, yes.
Yes, it was incorrect.
Okay.
Because I was told that we would not remember we used to the non-taxable allowances, the special teach, the technology, etc. That would not be taken from our salary, right? And when I look at my pay stubs when we got the first increase, I have to pay back $500,000 for that money. Those government did take them away from us.
Hold on a second. You say you have to pay back, you get too much money?
Huh?
Wait, you get too much money, sir?
No, man,
You're overpaid?
I pay back $500,000 in tax.
Okay.
To the government. So when I went to my boss and I said to her, why? She said the government take back their money. And I was told that the government would not take back the money. So it was totally wrong calculation, and we were misled. We were misled.
Yes, we were.
So
Okay.
as a president of the JTA, to face Nigel Clark, I have to have a very strong team to negotiate. My salary committee team is going to be very strong.
So, question.
Yes.
Have you identified such person?
Such person?
Yes. To make up that committee of negotiators?
Yeah, I identify a few teachers who know mathematics well, who knows mathematics well. A few teachers who are on band 4. We're not hearing you. We're not hearing you. We're not hearing you. Not hearing you. You're hearing me, Mr. Graham?
No, we're not hearing. No, I'm not hearing him at all. I don't know what is happening.
You hearing me now?
Yes, I'm hearing you now. Yeah, repeat what you're saying now.
Yes. So I'm saying to you, based on the professional and the doctor who you want, yes, with I'm not as brilliant as you in the financing and so on, in all those professions, but that person will negotiate, that science person that you talk about, sir. And have you identified such person? Are those persons are classroom teachers?
Well, as I said earlier on, I think I need someone who has a PhD in actuarial science. I told you that.
Yes. So that is the person I'm asking if you identify such person as well.
No, I don't, but I will be looking around. But I can identify a few teachers that I know will be on my salary committee who knows mathematics well and can work out the calculation to say when the minister offer this, you can work it out on paper and say, do we agree that is this, is X or is Y? And
am I to believe that those persons who negotiated prior to this don't master mathematics, I should say, or calculus, so they could be able to calculate?
Well, I don't. Well, the chairman of the last salary committee was Mr. Paul Adams, and Mr. Paul Adams is a very good mathematician.
So what went wrong?
I don't know, but I know that he resigned from the chairman of the salary committee after a while. So I don't know. Because
so you should know. You should know, man. As a
Mr.
man who
Adams,
long time in a JTA and
huh?
following all. I mean, for somebody in JTA business for so long, that you reach a stage that you're offering yourself, you should have known the reasons are probably a few reasons why you resigned.
No. I just leave it. I am leaving that alone.
That's hot bread, right?
Yeah, I'll just leave that alone, Sadi.
Throw it away. It's hot bread.
Yeah, just throw it away. Yeah, yes. I'm talking about when I am negotiating
Yes.
for the teachers of Jamaica, they are going to be represented properly. You understand?
Yes. No, and I believe, sir, listen, one of the things is, and that's one of the reasons why I said, right now you're talking to Saudi Chris, all right? On the Saudi Chris show. Because I have no reason to believe or to think that we are having a satisfactory salary as it relates to teachers or quote unquote the classroom teachers. What I want to allude to is because you will get there, because you have some things to explain to say how you will get, and these are what the people will want to hear. How will we get where you want to reach? Yes? So that is what I know a lot of people listening out for will be happy to hear. All right? So we get that loud and clear. So, Sir Graham,
Yes, sir, I'm hearing you.
as I was saying, so just want to piggyback on something that you mentioned. You have no idea of how these calculations were done.
No idea at all.
No idea. And based on the close relationship with some very good mathematics teacher, were they able to work out something or to explain?
All right. I've had the opportunity to speak directly with Mr. Clayton Hall.
Yes.
Came to my school, and based on what Mr. Saunders has said, I too asked the questions. What was said to us was totally different from what was signed off on.
Yes.
It can be that JTA was misled by the government or by the finance minister, to be more precise. But there must have been knowledgeable about what they were signing off on.
Yes.
What I can say is that the teachers in Jamaica deserve a livable wage. We are the majority. The majority is on band 4. I am not aware of any teacher who is able to determine where these figures come from and why we are placed on band 4. Because when I ask the hierarchy of JTA,
Yes.
they can't answer either. Now I'm saying there are a lot of things that took place in that negotiation that I'm not pleased with. And I know the teachers of Jamaica are not pleased with it as well.
Can you name one or two?
The voting that took place within the night. Teachers were called to vote within the night. Delegates were called to vote. That is totally illegal.
It is.
It is illegal.
Okay.
And teachers of Jamaica must rise up and take a stand now that we want proper representation and not persons to mislead us, as Sir Saunders has said.
Yes.
We want persons to look out and the best interest of all. One of the role and function of JTA is to enhance the financial situation of its members and to protect the financial situation of its members. Now, all the other roles of JTA have been fulfilled except the financial aspect of the teachers. And that is the reason why after all negotiations, teachers murmur, teachers complain, because as Sir Saunders have said earlier on, he that feels it knows it.
Yes.
And the teachers are suffering. The teachers are suffering because the pay is not cutting it. Now, this is what I alluded to earlier on when I was talking to some teachers. Teachers who spend 25 years, 35 years in the system are placed on band 4. Why is it that all the teachers are on band 4 but not all the principals are on band 8.
So is that question for me?
Yes,
Are you just preluding?
it's for you and your audience.
Okay, so I'll have the audience answer because remember now, I am not a technocrat here. I don't work along with JTA. I am not in part of the finance committee of the financial or the finance ministry. So I don't understand and I will not be able to answer you like that. But the question that you ask, why is it that teachers are on band 4 and principals are on band 8 and upwards? Good. That is something that I can't really answer. You are the persons now who need to tell us that.
Because
you will take office, sir. If they vote you in, you will take office to explain to us. And you now have to explain to me and to the audience why is this so we can understand. Because of course you have your fans here. All of us want to see you do well, but guess what? Explain to us how it works.
all right, listen to this study.
Mhm.
On the scale, you have Class A principal, Class B principal, Class C principal.
Mhm.
Then you have Vice Principal Tertiary. Then Class A, B, and C principal is on bond 11.
All right, hold on a minute. For the audience and for those who may not understand, let them know who are the Class A, B, and C principals.
All right, the Class A principals would be the tertiary teachers' colleges and such principals,
Nice.
right?
Just want to be clear, sir.
Right. I think Class C principal, I'm not sure, but I think Class C principal is the grade 5 secondary principals, right?
No,
They
sir.
are all of them are on bond 11.
Let me just correct you there. There's no Class 5. There's no 5. Grade
No, you don't have a 5 in the secondary. 4. Only 4. Okay. So you have A, B, and C. So that look like it's in the tertiary. All right.
Mhm.
You have on bond 10 now. On bond 10, you have vice principal tertiary on bond 10.
Mhm.
Principal secondary, bond 10. All right.
Yes.
Principal 4, bond 9. Primary. Principal secondary 3, bond 9. Principal secondary 2, bond 9. Principal lecturers like in the colleges, bond 9. Then bond 8, you have principal secondary 1, principals primary 4, principal primary 3, principal primary 2, principal lecturer, and principal primary 1 is on bond 8. Then bond 7, vice principal secondary, master's teachers 2, and senior lecturer is on bond 7. Bond 6, and that is what the Young report said a classroom teacher should be on bond 6, right? Vice principal primary, master's teachers 1, and deans of discipline on bond 6, right? And bond 6. Then bond 5, is guidance counselor, ops coach, assistant lecturer, and work experience teachers. Now, let me explain the ops. They have a ops program in the secondary schools, like the Donald Quarry. I think I don't know if they have it at They have it at Jonathan Grant. The HAPS program is at Jonathan Grant.
Sir, just what I want you to do, just go ahead. I don't want you to continue to call the school's name.
Right.
All right?
Right.
Yes.
So the HAPS teachers, there are some contract people. The teacher, they are on contract. Right?
Yes.
So you have the HAPS coach. Then that is band 5. And then band 4 is the trained grad. Band 3, the pre-trained graduate and specialist 2, along with diploma. And band 2, I'm coming. I think band 2 is the certificate teachers. Because you know a few teachers in the system still have certificate. And then band 1 would be the pre-trained teachers. So trained grad is at band 4. So what I'm saying is that I just don't understand how it was explained to us how the finance minister put us at that level. We still don't understand, and we want to. And that's why when I go there, we need more explanation that we can communicate with our teachers to say this is X and this is Y. And according to Young's report from 2021, we have Young report, have teachers on for the need compensation package and have graduate teachers on band 6.
Mm-hmm.
So we want some explanation. How do we reach band 4, one of the lowest level on the band?
Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. Let me ask you this though, and the persons in the chat can also respond. Your main thing, you need to move to band 6. That's what you're pushing for, right?
Well, according to the report, we're supposed to be on band 6.
And I'm asking
So
you.
Yes. We are below.
Pushing to band 6. That's where you want to go.
Yes, because when you do the calculation, government robbing us more than $3 million.
More than 3 million.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you got that right.
Wait, let me see.
If you want to move to band 6, if you are moving to band 6, it can't be 3 million.
Hold on.
Million are over.
Sorry. Yes, sorry. Sorry with the figures. Sorry. You know, when I greatest mathematician,
You better get there because.
But I am working on it. I am working definitely on it.
The seat and not being let me say a very good mathematician. Am I right, Sir Graham? Based on his allude.
But Sally Chris,
Yes.
based on Young's report, we should have been on band 6.
Yes.
So might I say that for the next negotiation, we should be now moving probably band 7?
Okay. So you're saying then, as the advisor to Mr. Saunders, Sir Graham, you are moving to band 7. That's where you think we ought to be.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because the Young's report, did it speak about, did it mention at what point or over which period that we should be on band 6? Is it at the time that the report was done or published, or it has mentioned what would I say now, a timeline, so to speak? Because are we in a gap now between the implementation of the report or the findings of the report, based on where we are now? When was this report published, and where should we be at that time comparing to the next year?
All right. Remember, the government were planning the reclassification of the public sector, the compensation package from about 2020. I think Nigel started to.
I think the alignment.
Yes. So I think Young Report came out 2022, 2021, highlighting the different bonds that the teacher should be on. So Young Report put the graduates at bond 6.
Okay. So what I'm saying, what I'm simply saying here, as it relates to livable wage, gentlemen and ladies who are in the chat as well, moving from band 4 to band 6, in my estimation, would not put us anywhere too far. Taking that, the tax will be greater.
But as my colleague said a while ago, Mr. Graham said the last compensation package we should be on band 6. Right. So what he's now giving to say now for the new negotiation, we should be climbing to band 7.
No man, that was not what the report says. It's your negotiation, which is okay. I'm just asking now, as it relates to movements, if you should go to band 6 now, you may end up being a little better, but it would be much. I appreciate that, and I think based on what things are looking like in Jamaica and with salaries and our own working conditions, yes, it would be good if all our teachers will be somewhere above band 8. That would be nice, no lie. But I know that we won't be able to jump those 2 bands at once. So one step at a time. All right? Gentlemen, so good going on, very great, and I do appreciate the points raised right here. I'm seeing the chat very lively. Some persons agree, some don't disagree. But I also want to say, people, at this point, you're not liking. You see, when I enjoy the chat and everybody attack, I want right now, just hit the like button, people. Right now, hit the like button. That's all I'm asking. That's all Sadi Chris is asking for. Hit the like button. Can you? All right? So, you're not help me. So, Saunders, tell your fan to hit the like button.
Oh, yes, man. Come on.
I think the reason why they are not hitting the like button is because you have brought up the topic of financial management when there was nothing there to manage.
What do you mean there's nothing to manage? I can't. No.
I think the teachers are somewhat upset about this financial management topic that's been brought up because, hear what?
All right, I'm going to ask you a question. Hold on, I'm going to close. And I hear what you're saying. Let me ask you one question, sir. Are you saying me that you don't manage your finance, regardless of what you are getting? Just answer straight up after that. Yes or no?
You see, I don't leave my finance up to I'm answering you, I'm answering you. But you want me to answer your question based on yes, I manage my finance. I do manage my finance.
Wrong for me to say we have to manage our finances. I'm not saying that because we're not managing. That's why we are where we are. That's never my point. That's never my point. That I use the experiences that I had. That's what I mentioned. So if you want to fix about management, that is petty. And no apology. No, that is petty. All I'm talking about is finance, livable wage. We are talking about it. And no matter what, sir, I am saying, if we are at the livable wage, we believe that we must manage our finances. And I'm going to tell you this again, people, whether I believe it or not, me personally don't manage my finance. If I was doing that, I would be better off. I learned that. So I'm just using it and believe that I could put it across so people can look into themselves and understand too. So it's not a matter of trying to this, and at no point I've ever trying to let people feel that, because they don't manage their finances, that's why we are. No, at no point. I am not satisfied in it at all, and I've said this over and over. I am on this figure. A matter of fact, last year, this very same time, sir, or probably before, if you remember, Sir Saunders, we were on these topics. And anybody could point a finger to say that Saudi press is moving in one direction, away from where the so-called the classroom teachers, these first degree or graduate teachers are. I've never done that. I supported the cause right through. So if you want to take that on And it seems like you do too, sir. I don't understand. That is
No, I
basic.
am saying, and you are, I think you would allow me to make this point though.
Mhm.
I am saying that there's nothing there that we can manage. And that's what I'm saying. Remember, your situation is totally different from our situation.
It's a
And Sir
base.
Sanders had given examples
Mhm.
of the different sum he has to pay regarding his finance. And if you look at it, he's paying more than what he's earning. So
And
it tells us that he had to find another way out.
I
And it
bet
should
you,
not be so.
Because
I bet
because
you
when you
any
check it
money.
out, Saudi.
Well, I know. Well, yes, I bet you any money. If we are talking, Sanders gonna tell us I'm managing finance, regardless. I understand because you're not alone, and I know that I am not living in a shell, sir. The management, what I'm talking about is that this must comply or should be a part of this whole aspect of the financial or
No,
livable
maybe this is
wage.
how you put it first. Maybe can have a misunderstanding when you said that um teachers borrow a lot of loans and bring down their salary to nothing, and
I did
then
not say no. I did not say
it
to nothing. I said if you look at the loans, I'm talking about the deductions, and I mentioned loans. There are more than deductions than just say loans. And I
mhm.
use the fact to say that I personally, I do that. And I realized I was not managing. Still, I don't think I'm managing the finance. That's what I said.
Oh, yeah, yeah, but again, Saudi,
Mhm.
you have kids going to university, four, 500, 600,000. If especially if they want to do the medicine, put $4.5 million per year now.
Yes.
Okay, you have to run a JTA. You have to
Mhm.
borrow. You have to borrow unsecured loan in a JTA. You have to run a tip. If you borrow back some parts, a tip a draw from you, JTA draw from you, right? You also be paying back for a car loan. You're paying either rent or mortgage, right? You have to go supermarket. You have to pay your utility bills, right? You have
Yes.
to pay for transportation, whether you own your own, you have to buy gas, you have to eat. Some of us as male take a little wandering sometime. You have a form, a little entertainment. What is there? Nothing. There's nothing there to manage.
Sir,
Nothing is there to manage.
and I beg to disagree. And I'm sure when you go take your one drink, sir, layman term, people forgive me right now. I'm sure you don't spend a particular amount on that drink because you know say people them have to eat. You know the kids have to go sleep. Wrong or right?
Yes.
You know management. And you see, sir, and let me tell you this. If you misunderstood or if this is what you take it to be, you get what I'm saying? I really don't understand. But that's never the intention. And if you notice, I share my own experiences, as I mentioned. All right.
And we know you're for
So
the cause, you know. We know you're
no,
for the cause for teacher getting better compensation, a livable wage. I know you for that cause.
where
But
you
we're
think?
saying,
Mm,
we're saying many of our teachers are living from hand to mouth. And
yes.
from day to day, I've been posting in our group saying that we have to be our brother's keeper,
Mm,
our sister's keeper. We have to look out for the interests of others. Probably because you have your own house or your cars or, you know, you're comfortable. But what about those teachers who having problem with landlord because they cannot find the rent? Who having problems with loan companies because the salary is just not cutting it? What about those teachers?
sir, what I was
And
saying.
thus, sir, let me make this point. We are saying
Mm,
the affairs of the teachers must not be in the hands of the principal. It must be in the hands of another teacher, a teacher who understands our suffering, a teacher who is going through the same thing that we're going through. Because if you have never been burned by a hiring, you would never know what it feels like.
Good point. But let me ask though. I'm gonna cut because you have so much points to go ahead and I want to get them out of here. As my friend is saying that we sound like I'm debating instead of interviewing. It is not debating, it's a discussion, my dear. And I just want to put my point across. All right. But the point I'm making, sir, and what I'll ask you, gentlemen, is that you made another point which we want to look at. The fact or the suggestion that you make or your pronouncement to which you live by in your campaign, sir, both of you, is that the affairs of the teacher must be managed by a teacher and not a principal. I want you to, in a few words, any one of you, maybe both, explain exactly what do you mean by that.
You want to go first, Mr. Graham?
All right. So the teachers of Jamaica were placed on band 4. The MOU was signed. The teachers came out the words after signing of the MOU. I, as a classroom teacher, senior teacher, level 3, I was getting $10,000 more than a dean of discipline. The dean of discipline now is at a higher band than us. A guidance counselor is at a higher band than us. I was at the same level as a guidance counselor.
Yes.
Because I remember at a senior teacher 3 was getting the same as a guidance counselor. Now, we are saying that out of the negotiation, the only group of persons that did not benefit exponentially were the teachers. The teachers of Jamaica, even if they have gotten a $5,000 and $6,000, inflation itself would have taken away that. The principals, and let me use another scenario. The nurses represent the nurse. The doctors represent the doctors. Why is it that teachers would want a principal to represent the teacher? Because the principal is going to look out for his or her own self-interest and the interests of those in their hierarchy.
So
and you may
sir.
disagree.
No, I'm not disagreeing. I want to make this, I want to understand this clearly. So within the aspect of the nurses, are you saying that the nurses on a whole, they're all on the same level? There's
No,
nurse
I'm not saying that the nurses are.
Hold on. Are you saying that the nurses are not paid higher at different level? Are you saying that it is the nurses at the level, or should I say at the lower level? Those are the one negotiating for nurses?
Now, no, you have registered nurse different from other nurse. I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying at the same time, nurses are representing nurses and they are looking out for the best interest of all nurse.
But sir, what I'm saying, what the reason why I'm asking you this question, nurse is nurse. Good. And you have senior nurse. If you look at the lady who represents the nurses now, what is her category and where is she and her band comparing to all the regular nurses? She's far ahead as well, but put that aside. Similar, I believe, as teachers. It's just that all teachers, because regular principals are teachers, even though I know where you're getting at, they are teachers too. So I don't think, based on what you're saying, that nurses represent nurses. They are different. Nurse and doctors are two different professions. They are in medical, yes, but they are two different sets of people.
No.
Teachers and principal are the same one set of people are teachers.
Now,
And I'm going to lead to another question as you mentioned that, sir. But I want to hold that one until later on because I know you have those in your manifesto. So I'm just asking the question, don't think that I'm saying that it's not so. All right? Just to be clear. So go ahead.
No, I'm saying that for the last 10 years,
Yes.
I could go further.
Go ahead.
The ones who seems to be benefiting more from negotiation seems to be the principal. And I personally don't have anything against principal. But I'm saying, while the principals are benefiting, it must appear that the teachers are also benefiting. I have never heard a principal complain during the last negotiation.
Is that so?
No, I've never heard it.
Okay. Sanders, have you ever heard it?
No, because what happened
No,
with the last
I'm gonna ask you again, Sanders. You have never heard a principal complain?
complain? Yeah, no, yeah, man. You have some fair principal who
I just want
totally
to find out. Really.
never agree, because Lasagna was a principal and she totally disagree with what the government offered the classroom teachers.
No, I'm not speaking, Sir Saunders, in regard to teachers.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, Mr. Graham.
Sir, let me tell you something. And I've been trying to keep it as is. All right? Because on the Saudi Crest show, my good friend Mr. Lee, are you here, sir? You'll never know where the show takes you to. But the fact is, when the negotiation started, and you mentioned that we were misquoted, I was also one of those persons who have not yet seen what they said that I would have received. And I will tell you this, sir. On one of these shows, I remember I brought my pay stub to show a particular person because of what they think we receive. As a matter of fact, he said, I receive. I did it on this very show. So I'm not into the business that I am saying that, teachers are here and it's okay and principal are here, and no, that's not it at all. The point that I want to bring though, sir, as you mentioned, I believe really, in true sense, if you look at the band, if you're gonna ask me, I think the teachers should have been at least band 8. That is where I believe. And I said it last year regardless. And so the gaps that we are seeing would still be wide, but at least my point, I don't business what A getting from what B get or from what I get. As long as within the scope that we are comfortable. And that's what you are preaching about. So the comparison, I am not totally agreeing, and listen to me now, I'm not totally agreeing with you pulling the comparison between teacher and principal. What I agree on in 100%, and I will go further. If it is that it is possible for us that all teachers move up to band 8, to band 9, our team to band 10, that's fine. That's where we want to go, livable wages. But when you look at the fact, and I'm just saying this based on certain commentary and also other persons' comments, when you look at it that way, it seems as if there's some measuring, or the measuring stick really for you to get what you want is to measure the teacher itself with the principal. And I don't think that should be the thing. That's just my personal point. If you understand what I'm saying, Saunders and Graham, I will push for a band 8 or 9. And I think I've been saying that from last year.
No. Get to a point, Saudi. What we are saying, we are not comparing a principal's salary with a teacher's. I'm saying that.
No, man, you're comparing.
We compare during the compensation package.
Mm-hmm.
One set climbed high and the other one set remained on the ground. Now, remember that our negotiators, Lasagna is a principal.
Yes, she was.
But she wants a livable wage. Livable wages for teachers, right?
Yes.
No, Lasagna was really for the teachers of Jamaica. But when the principal goes up to the band 8 and band 8 and band 7 and such, right? I remember we were at Michael at the delegate conference.
Yes.
and the Ministry of Finance sent an email to Lasagna. She take up her phone and she laughed. She said, "Thank you, Mr. Minister, to increase primary 1, primary 2, and primary 3 principals, put them up to a higher band. We appreciate it. But the classroom teachers still on the ground picking up corns and worms. No, it's only one or it's just a handful of principals really stand up with us to say we must get livable wage. Right? We go on strike for 2 days. Nigel called us back call back the JTA to a meeting. How much did Nigel offer to the the teachers? Put on how much did he offer to us? You remember?
No.
$200,000 more.
That's what
All right. We were called back to a delegate meeting. Before we leave, Michael, the Wednesday, I remember the Wednesday, we said we are not going to vote online. It has to be face to face. I remember a member said that every time a Kingston, why they can't bring it closer? That's Montego Bay, the western region, and so they bring it to central Jamaica. So we said fair enough when we have a next delegate meeting. But by Nigel offers 200, we were called to online on a Sunday night.
Yes.
Right? And it was chaos. Right? And the teachers, the delegates accept the offer. The delegate accept the offer. But
The
what?
delegates.
Yes, the delegates.
Who were the delegates?
Teachers.
Okay.
Teachers are delegates. Teachers and principals are delegates.
Those accept the offer.
Right? But the point I'm making, there were no unity, Saudi. There were no unity there.
I'm glad you're talking. I hope you have that on your agenda to bring that to the table.
There were no unity. One is saying X and another is saying Y. The president of the union did not get any support. The night after the result, the Gleaner published the result before the president get it into her hand, that she had to say how the Gleaner published that the teachers accepted the offer. And she said, the Gleaner get it before me. When the lady went to sign the agreement and she saw what she was signing for the classroom teachers, she walked away. Now you're the president of the union. The PE, which is the president-elect, and the GenSec sign the offer. And that's what upset teachers the most, because we are saying the president walk away defending the teachers, and the PE and the GenSec go and sign the offer. That is to show that, the teachers them now, they're not there for the teachers. Everyone should in agreement to say we are not going to take this offer. As a matter of fact, if I was there negotiating, and when Nigel put on the 200,000, I would never call up a meeting, a delegate meeting, to ask delegate if they are going to accept that. I would just tell the minister straight, no. That can't work.
All right. which is fair. That was
So,
really a sad day in the
so we don't have
negotiation.
nothing against principals, Saudi. We don't have I
No, man,
don't
I'm not saying
nothing
you
again.
do.
No, because let me clear to we have some people
Yes.
think I am anti-principal, or Mr. Carl Graham is anti. None of us are anti-principal.
Mhm.
None of us. We are just
Come on,
speaking.
we are never being there, and
Right?
that is just.
No, not you, but
You
people
can
talk.
clear the air if you think that people believe.
Yes,
No.
that we are anti-principal. We are not. All we're saying now, put someone there who is on the ground under the sufferation to negotiate to see if a teacher will do better. Because we continue to put the principals for many years as a president of the JTA, right? And when we go into negotiation, we always fail. We always fail in the negotiation. You remember the 4% that we signed for?
Of course.
Okay.
But let me ask, sir, because I said your manifesto, we basically on one point for a 1.5, and we want to go there because I want to give you the opportunity that people will see and hear all what you have to say, what you will do. But it was really, in my view, and I said it too, that it was a sad day really when that decision was taken to, sign the offer, or should I say, sign on to get what we receive, in the absence of the president herself. I think it was a very, very bad. It was low, if you ask me, and I have mentioned that over and over again.
It was
But
distasteful.
it's one of those things, sir, that I hope will never happen again. Yes, but with your leadership, sir, let's go. Give me another point. People, thank you very much for staying. I see that a lot of you buzzing. But let me tell you something. I just want to ask or answer a particular question. I don't remember who it was, but somebody asked me what is my agenda. Well, you know what my agenda is? Is just to put across to Jamaica and to the world who are listening and focusing what these members are putting across. I have no hidden agenda. And if you follow my program right through, you realize who I am. All right? So don't worry about agenda. The only agenda I have is to put it out there, so all of us can have a part to play. We could do it in a recording and I put it out there, but we want your interaction. I want to hear your views and to be a part of it. So no agenda. You don't have to worry about that. Yes, sir, Sanders. So livable wage. I will move on. There are certain other conditions that you talk about, certain situations that you want to improve or you want to implement. Let me hear. Let's take another one.
Okay. Now, we're asking the government for benefits because, as I said earlier on, we're having a mass migration of our teachers, exodus, leaving the shores of of our island. Now, some classrooms, because I am on 8 months leave, right? And there's no replacement for me.
What?
No replacement. You know what I have to do? I have to go in on a Wednesday to teach
Can I
6
can I ask a
6
question?
classes. Yeah.
Is it
Huh?
that nobody responded or applied for the post that was advertised?
It was advertised. It was
Nobody
advertised.
responded. Nobody
It's
applied.
no. I won't tell you. They applied. They asked for I think 2 P teachers, and nobody respond. Right. So teachers have to be backing up, cross the shift, we work across the shift. So the point I'm getting is that so we see that our teachers are leaving, and you can't blame the teachers of Jamaica who are leaving to greener pastures. I'm not going to tell them not to go because the government is not treating the teachers well. So
But
I'm
sir,
saying,
if you don't ask them to stay, who you gonna represent?
huh?
If you don't
No,
ask the teachers to
but
stay,
no, but
you
if
have to
so, but
represent.
I would be all right, sorry, I would be very selfish for telling the teachers not to go and
Okay.
stay. No, I don't have that authority.
Come on,
What
I'm
I
just I'm
will
just asking.
no, what I will do
Mhm.
for the teachers to stay here to to negotiate for benefits for the teachers. For example, housing is very important. If you retire out of the teaching profession and you don't own a home, dog, nyam, the supper. I know teacher that retire and don't own a home, and the house was sold with her in it because she can't buy it. She have to end up a country, go back a country. I know teachers live on the street downtown Duke Street, and where right in front of the Supreme Court.
Is that so?
Yes, teachers live on the street down there.
Retired teachers.
Retired teacher. So I'm saying I'm going to lobby with the government for 100% financing with the NHT for housing for teachers on the open market. Because what happened? Sometimes we can identify a home and pay for it through our salary. But because of the down payment, we don't have it. I give an example. I was selected for a 3-bedroom in Elshire. And you know that Elshire, I don't know if it's the beach them sell their houses with, but they're a little expensive. Yeah, they're very expensive over here. Mm-hmm. So I had to pay $3 million down payment. Where myself and my wife as teachers. What if we could get $3 million from now? We're going to borrow now, and tie up with salary, And maybe you can't pay mortgage when you don't borrow. The mortgage when you don't borrow. All right? I went to a function and I saw the then Prime Minister, Sister P. And I said to her, "Now I'm not a politician, just a function I went to. But I'm a man, I ask her what I want. I'm a very good negotiator. I can tell you that, Sadi.
All right.
Yeah, man, very good negotiator. I work with principals, and no matter how them a lion. When I go inside their office and have a seat and have a conversation, I get what I want. So I see Sister P and I said, Madam Prime Minister, myself and my wife were selected for one of the home in Elshire, and we can't find $3 million down payment. She said to me, hello?
Yeah, man, I'm here. I just put you up on live stream. You're alone on stream.
She said to me, what you want me to do for you? I said, I am asking you for 100% financing. And she smiled. She took my number. And 3 days after, I got a call from the NHT to come in. And all I paid for that 3-bedroom was 3,500 closing costs and get my key and pay my first month mortgage. 100% financing, and it's over 220 something units in the scheme, and everyone benefit from that because of Okeef Saunders. So I know that the NHT, they have the money and they can give teachers 100% financing, and I am also in dialogue with people in authority, and I know it can work. So that's one of my baby for teachers to own a home, and under my stewardship, teachers are going to own their own home.
All right. So now negotiating with that, nice. But what if? Just what if? What other ways would you go if the minister and his team should say no to that 100%? What alternative do you have? Or what is the plan B to that?
I remember again that government have a lot of lands all over the place that are not occupied. They can also lot it out and sell the teachers. Because remember, as long as with these schemes now, they only offer 3 houses to the JTA with 26,000 or more teachers in the island. Three houses. So I'm saying that what the government can do is to lot out some lands and sell them to the teachers. Or I was listening to the Prime Minister about the rent, and then you purchase the home. That's another idea can come up with. But something has to be done for teachers. Something has to be done for teachers to own a home.
All right.
Or
So you want to say we move to band 6 and also 100% finance or financing for home.
financing, yes,
Right? Okay.
for teachers to buy a home on the open market. Because what happened? Remember that the government twice took out billions of dollars out of the NHT to service their budget. So we know that the NHT have the money. The NHT is one of the richest government agency in this country. Are not one of, maybe the richest. So going to them, Saudi, with my team, we're going to sit and reason with the minister and his team. And there's something we all go like we like with Fred and Nigel, professional, we're going to him professional.
No,
But we're
I'm
going to,
asking.
but we're going to have good reason. I'm going to show him this, show him that. He's going to know all of these things that is happening to teachers. Teachers can't pay rent because they are being thrown out of house.
Let me
Teachers
ask
have to be living on the street.
So you don't think Nigel know that, sir?
Huh?
You don't think Nigel know that?
But maybe who negotiating for the teachers don't express those things.
The question I'm asking though, sir, I just
Yeah.
want to, if you don't get 100% financing at home, how much will you take?
Well,
If the minister can say, look here, this is how it works and it can't go that way or this way because of that, because of whatever the case is, what would you satisfy with?
give us 98.
98. So you got 2% less.
2% less, because the thing in the study, we don't have the money. We can, you know that you can identify your home, and when you go through all the processing and such, you can purchase a home by paying for it, but you just can't find the down payment.
Yeah, man. And the fees also.
And the fees.
Transfer. I do understand. Sir.
So when you give us the 100%, or say you can't give us 98, give us 98, or you cut up some lots and sell the teachers. Because what happened with the NHT schemes, as long as you're selected for one, you get 100% financing, You know that? Huh? The schemes, when they build the schemes, no.
Mm-hmm.
Since I am being selected for 100%, after that, as long as they build a scheme, you get 100% financing. The only thing you pay is their closing costs at the time of 3,500, and you get your key and you pay your first month mortgage.
Okay.
So I know that government have the money for it. So if you can't give me the 100, give me 98. So maybe we can call a little a family member from foreign and say, lend me XY, I beg you XY if you find the 2% to buy your house.
No man, we don't want to borrow because if you borrow, you're going to put yourself
No
in a
man, no for your brethren, them your brethren, good brethren, you have members from foreign you can call, right?
no man
And
just say you don't want to
also,
borrow. If you can beg and get fine.
and also, $7.5 million cannot buy anywhere. And I only believe in wife and husband to join together to buy a home. Me not believe a brother, sister, uncle, and so people join together to buy a house.
Why
And
not,
it's
sir?
only, huh?
Why? Why not?
No, Sam, it can't me see too much conflict into it.
No man, it is always. I mean, trust me. I understand probably what you're saying,
Yeah, miss, I see too much conflict into it. I believe that
but
the
I've seen
point
the
I'm
conflict.
making,
I've seen that also in the wife and husband thing.
yeah, yes, but
I mean, for benefits.
yeah,
I
that
mean,
is different. But
certain.
when, yeah, too much, I think that the point I'm making is that I am going to lobby with the government for a special NHT benefit for teachers of $14 million per teacher. Because remember, we want the teachers to stay. We want the teachers to stay in the country. So you have to give them some perks if they are going to leave. And if you don't, is that to show that you don't care. You don't care about, you don't business about the country. Because without education, no country economic grows.
You're right. You're right. All right. So 100%. So I'm making all those salads. And people I know you're holding Mr. Sanders accountable. And of course, based on what we are hearing, these are good points, sir. No doubt
And he's
about
the
it.
man with the plan.
That's what I mentioned. That's my opening statement. Mr. Graham, who gave him that slogan?
I gave him that slogan.
I hope I hope that when he reaches the hot seat, it's no longer the man with the plan. You find another slogan for him that will fit. Because we've
The
gone
man
past,
who, the
you've
man who
gone
will
past the plan.
implement the plans.
Okay, you're saying it right, sir. You're
And
saying it right.
it is going to. It is going to. And I can tell you, Sadi, read the housing for teachers.
Yes.
It is a must. It is a must. The
But you,
housing for teachers. Because I don't think nobody, people go there and negotiate. But how do they negotiate? How they sit with these politicians? How they reason with them? You understand? Who feels it knows it. You understand?
yes, most definitely. But Sir Sanders, one of the
Yeah.
things that, I am, you mentioned it too, the fact that we have this unity among our members, and more so among the, what do you call it now, among the delegates. Without that rectified very soon, we will have problems in
Yes.
accepting or don't accept. You
You
agree with that?
know, um, the status quo of the JTA has to fix. The status quo of the JTA must fix. If that don't fix, we will always have the disunity.
Yes.
You understand? And it's something that anyone who elect as president, and Mark Smith will be the next president,
Mhm.
he has to start to work.
Do you have a relationship with a positive
Yeah, Mark
relationship
Smith, Mark Smith is a good guy.
as a principal? You think that he will move for the benefit of our teachers?
Reason with Mark Smith. Reason with Mark Smith.
No, I'm asking you, sir. I'm
No,
asking you.
no, I don't know. I am not against Principal Sadi.
Sir, listen to me. I said to you, no man, don't read me wrong. I am asking you because you are the man with the plan, a teacher to represent teachers. So all I'm
Yeah.
asking. So I'm not saying that you're against. I am putting to you, based on your slogan, based on what you decide, based on what you believe in, that a teacher, classroom teacher, is the best person. So I'm just asking, out of curiosity and your thoughts, do you think Mark Smith is one of those who will continue on this and the part that you believe will not represent the teacher as much, or you think he will be able to, based on the
Well, as
person
I
you know?
said, I sat with him and have a very good conversation with him. He's not in the chair at the moment. He's a PE, but he sound good. And I said to him that as long as what you're saying to me, I will give you full support because he is for the teachers. I listen to him. He is for the teachers. So let me see when he gets in the chair how he will angle himself.
That's all I'm asking. Don't worry. All right. So, sir, on that point now, on that point, you have made another, what would I say now, interesting point of the benefits of the teachers, who you could put away, outside of talking about the livable wages, you talk about benefits that teachers can enjoy. Talk to us about the other benefits.
All right. Earlier on, we talk about teachers borrowing. All right. And I've told you that a lot of us borrow to send our kids to university.
Yes.
I'll be lobbying with the government for at least 2 of teachers' children to get full scholarship at any tertiary institution in Jamaica. Remember that the government subsidizes majority of the tertiary institution in Jamaica. So that is nothing for the government to give at least 2 of teachers' children full scholarship with condition must have the qualification and must keep up to the standard of the institution. You understand?
And you think
That,
that is feasible. And you think that is feasible.
yeah, man, that is feasible, man. That is feasible. What I'm asking for, no, sorry, these things are not affecting the budget of Nigel Clark,
Where will that money come from?
Huh? They already subsidize the institutions.
Yes, I know, subsidized, but you're saying 100%.
Yes, yes, full scholarship.
So that's 100 subsidy, 100%.
Yes, full scholarship, and they can. Money's there, can do it.
I just wanted to tell us how it works. Because you will be negotiating with Sir Nigel if he's the finance minister when you get there. And when you listen to how they operate, because look at the budget for education, let's say, and every levels of schooling is crying out for more.
Yeah, no, because primary school just get 2,500 per term
Per child, per year.
per child, right? And secondary get what, 18?
17.5.
17.5. You understand?
Which
So
there
what
are intentions for it to be.
So what the government must do is to pump more into education because the money is there. I don't want to get into certain argument, but the money is there because we have mishap of a lot of money in the ministry.
And these are the things that I can't understand. Why is it that the money is there and it can't be spent, or it can't be actually budgeted out for education?
Right. So until we hear say 125 million gone.
Yes, sir. But the question though, I'm saying, the money is there where it is. What fund you will say to Nigel? What is the fund you say to Dr. Clark? I believe from that fund you should be able to do that. And is there any particular fund you think that not being used or should be used?
Well, I would have to do some more investigation on the funds in the Ministry of Education. But I know that monies are there that can use to give teachers, children full scholarship.
Okay. I support that. And then, of course, you'll hear the other professions start to call out.
But yes, start to call about what I am saying.
Eh,
You know that
no,
the
I'm not
police,
saying that.
you know that the police, I think one police child get full scholarship to any tertiary institution.
No, first I'm hearing that.
I think I'm not 100%, but I know some form of scholarship though with police. I'm going to double check it.
Please
I'm going
do
to
so.
double check, but I know some form of scholarship. All right.
Because that is the sad part about if it is for one, then soon you'll hear it has to go for all.
No, but who asks for it? And who are the nation? All right. Who is the nation builder of this country? Who produced police? Police produce police?
You know what other thing is, and I try to, I try not to debate that aspect of it because when you look at it, so this debate has been for a very long time, and there are very few people, I must say, outside of the profession really accept that. You know that. Very few people outside of the profession really accept it. They will talk about it. But if you look into it, they don't accept it. Because you'll hear all the complaints and all the reasons why these are happening and so on. And you know that teachers, this profession, the education profession, the loyalty, the teachers who you'll say then are the backbones of all professions. This is where the blames go when things go bad. Nobody think of anywhere else. So I don't debate on that part. But we all know where it is coming from. We all know that. So all of that, sir, two members are two children from a teacher's family, are teachers' children. Let me put it that way. I don't want to say family because a lot of teachers have their own child, they have their nephews and nieces taken care of. So that is another case. All right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Another thing, sir, and this is another point that I want to look at. You made mention of, again, you will hear all sorts of different thoughts, and I'm going to say, when you talk about the principals, and you say that principals, every principals would have gotten breakfast and lunch at school, right? From the school's canteen.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I'm talking about your point, and you are suggesting that the same should offer to teachers. Am I right?
Yes.
Both breakfast
Yes.
and lunch.
Yes.
I'm asking you though, sir, how will you fund that? Or how will that be funded?
Okay. All right. It's going to be a collaboration. We have the private sectors. So we have CB, we have Best Dress, we have Seprod, Grace, Lasco, Geddes Grant, etc. Can do is to write to those private sectors, those people, business people, to help to subsidize with school canteens. For example, with chicken, CB and Best Dress have 3 grades of chicken: A grade, B grade, C grade.
What are the grades?
Huh?
Is it based on how they look?
I tell you, a bit, I know. Uh,
How the grades going for?
huh?
How they grade the chickens?
Well, I don't know the grade, but when I was
Okay.
in wholesale business, you have 3 grades, right?
So, all right. So, are you the
So
one who grade them, or the company grades and so on who grade them?
no man, they come, they have the different
Okay.
grade, but them sell it at different prices.
Okay. All right.
And you know that if the chicken have a little, they have a next one they call Missy. Where like if a wing broke, a wing broke or the leg broke, them sell them at different prices. So we are saying what you can do is to contribute some of those to us. So some of those, reason with them in a way, So make some contribution. So it's like those things with the chicken, all right? Separate and all of those places, you write them and ask them for a little subsidy for teachers, right? Then, when it come on to agriculture, we have the 4-H club that goes wide in agriculture. We see them now, they're doing a rabbit stuff. Well, maybe we can sit to them and said, invest in piggery and some chickens. You understand? That's we can come together because I said subsidize, So they'll subsidize. Elim agriculture, Elim agriculture in St. Elizabeth.
They still exist?
It's now Sydney Pagan. It's now a STEM school, but they said they are still wide in agriculture.
Okay.
I'm a past student of Elim, right? You have Nakalva, you have Case, you have Rada. All of those can come. We can a collaboration come together. We can sit and reason out how can we feed the teachers, along with the government. Can put in their budget also for a feeding program for the teachers. They can put it in their budget for a feeding program for the teachers. So things that I am coming up with is achievable. It is achievable.
So I have a problem with that doing, sir. Problem I'm at. One, the budget, and I see somebody asking about a budget here. What is the budget for such feeding program? Because if you're gonna write those companies with proposal, you have to give them an idea of what the budget will be like. Yes, that's one. Two, I am not into this A grade, C grade, B with the fact that you are looking to use the C grade chickens, because I'm trying to look at it now, and the grading of them is such based on quality. That's what the grade of those meat kinds are. So A grade would have been the higher quality, B grade the second, and C grade the lowest. But sir, why are we going? Why would you really want to use C grade to feed our teachers?
All right.
Why not use the A grade?
A grade. I'm just giving you a little snapshot of what happened, A C grade chicken, I can tell about a C grade chicken.
Yes.
A C grade chicken, maybe just a wing broke off of the C grade chicken,
Maybe.
Yeah, it's a wing broke off of the chicken, or maybe a leg. Sometime when they have them, they're transporting them, and then maybe the chuck or some rock with them. Some of them will get maybe a broken wing or such. Then they categorize them. It's no sick chicken or anything, a good meat.
No man, they never say what it is saying to me. It's not about sick, it's about the quality. That's what it says. So that's why I raised the question. All right, fine. So you said that we should subsidize breakfast and lunch for teachers.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any ideas? Just for a school, you don't have to even use your own school. Just necessarily, let's say, what would it cost for one teacher a breakfast and a lunch, and what level of subsidy, what level of discount would you offer to that teacher?
All right. Remember, you have three type of lunch boxes. You have a burger, what we call one a burger. You have the long box one, they call it coffin box in Jamaica people, and then you have the the bigger one, right?
Yes.
The burger box is about $500 for the burger box.
That is for breakfast or lunch?
Eh? Maybe for breakfast. Well, they almost sell for the same thing, They almost sometimes sell for the same thing, because by now, so subsidize. Your teacher can pay $200 for the small box.
Okay.
$300 for the medium box. and a $400 for the big box instead of $600-700. I even it depends when we have to do a budget. We have to do a budget. We have to come up with a plan and a project. You understand?
That's why I'm asking
Remember,
about that question.
remember, Saudi. Schools, you have a lot of schools that go wide in agriculture,
Yes,
Remember,
but
sir?
it is. If you're gonna look at all those schools, how much of the teachers or how many schools will those schools and forage clubs be able to provide for us? So what I'm asking or what I want to know, have you done that sort of plan to look at? Because it's good and I'm with it, but just looking because everything in schools
A collaboration,
is
a
a
collaboration. We are going on a collaboration. Mr. Graham, you want to chip in?
It is achievable in the sense that the collaboration you're talking about there in terms of having different schools, because I know Case itself, because I went to Case, produce vast amount of produce through agriculture because they have acres of lands, But in terms of schools, because it's not just schools alone. You mentioned private sector and so forth. So it is total collaboration between the private sector and the government of Jamaica, and that is through negotiation. All right. So you're putting your plans together, and you're getting the expertise to enforce your plan.
all right. So good. That means,
Because
sir.
you have some schools, Saudi, that give their teachers lunch, um, give their teachers lunch free. Some schools,
Okay.
because I know a primary school in Kingstown here that give their teachers lunch.
All right. So you
So
probably have to look at that and to see how they fund it and to draft your plan because what we want, sir, what I would have
because
suggested.
it is also it's a former JTA president was a principal at that school too.
And how they sustain it. So
So
what
I
what
will
what school
I
A may
will
not
I
be
will
able to
talk with
fund school B. Yes.
that president also to find out how he fund it for his teachers to get a lunch, because I have been there campaigning and
It's still happening.
it's well presentable. The plate, the dish that the teachers serving to plastic up with forks and so is well presented.
But Sir
I don't know.
Sanders, it is
Yes,
happening at my school at Central I because you can get a lunch for 300, 350 as a teacher. So I'm saying it is happening across Jamaica, and principals are doing it. So it's not something that is not achievable because it is already being done in some schools, not all schools, but some schools.
right. So we know
And
it can happen. So we just have to sit and come up with one head better than two head better than one.
the two there, you and Mr. Graham.
You understand?
Or is it you
Yeah,
you
but
and your other
it is achievable, and a lot of schools can do better, Saudi. A lot of principals can do better with their staff with lunch.
okay.
Can do
Well,
better.
what I would say to that, it is highly possible, but yes, you still have to look at the what would I say now? The projections. How will you project for that? Because
Because
it all boils down now to
all right, look at high
numbers.
school.
It
The high
boils
school
down to
that I
numbers.
used to attend,
Mhm.
you know that they are wide in agriculture. When I used to be there, they have a big piggery.
You know if it is still existing? Is
No,
it still
I get to find out that it's not inexistent again. But in my time, you have piggery, they have poultry, and they used to do a wide for because I did agriculture. I remember one time they catch me in a cucumber walk and carry me to the principal.
no, but I'm gonna say no because you're going to get in that trouble, right?
But
But anyways,
it is
Sanders,
achievable,
yes,
and other schools are doing it. It is achievable because other schools are doing it, and all schools are going to be a part of that program to subsidize for the teachers. It can happen.
all right. So yes, while I believe so, But again, we always say that not one size fit all. So the plan will be very important and see how persons can look at it. Because most definitely, if you're giving me that plan, or if I try to do it, I must see how I'll be able to do it. The fact that I wasn't doing it before, then I need some tutoring to find a better way or find a way to get it done. So you said it can work, and Sir Graham mentioned that is happening at his school. Unfortunately, it's not happening at your school, sir. Sir Graham, you need to touch base with your boss. Like him put that across over his school. All right? And share it further with us, because I think a lot of persons will hope and love um, that particular plan once it comes through. So, school institution, okay. All right, Sir Thomas, I've seen that. All right, so another one, sir, and we have a few minutes if you want to touch on a few things. Let us, because there's another boiling one that I know you want to put across. Before I ask that question, just touch another one, and then I have a few questions that I want to pose. And of course, people in the chat, you can pose your question in one. Again, if you want to have a minute or so on the phone, that's the phone line ringing behind. Remember, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Sardicus Show. All right. WhatsApp call 876-501-6625, and you can have your chat. I'm sure Mr. Graham and the man with the plan, Okeef, will respond to you. All right. So again, sir, another aspect, another point from your manifesto. The people want to hear more.
Okay. When you retire from this profession, your health slashed to 20%. Right? At the moment, we're getting 80. But when you retire,
When you say health, what do you mean?
the health benefits that you get,
Okay.
statutory health benefits.
All right.
Sorry, your health benefits slashed to 20%, right?
Okay.
Because even the 80 now, I'll be lobbying for better health because we need more money on the health because according to inflation. But when you're getting old, that's when the aches and the pains start, right? No, when I am getting old and I serve 40 years, 30 years in classroom, you develop the blood pressure because you know that at least 60% of teachers have to be on blood pressure tablets.
True.
Yeah, right? Chalk dust, in the time when you have chalk dust spoil your eyes. You understand? The marker that we are using now, it have a scent there. That is not good for your system. Right?
Yes.
And then when you retire us now, you just give us 20% health benefit, what that can do. So I will be lobbying with the government. I know that they are going to say no, it's supposed to go across the other public sector. Because they have to say, if we give the teachers, we have to give the police, the nurses, the doctors, and etc.
Yes.
You understand? But I am asking you. I don't know if police or the doctors are what ask for it. This is what I am negotiating for my teachers to say, give the retired teachers the maximum health that the teacher in the classroom have. We want it. Because when you get old, that is when you need the medication than anything more. When I just enter the classroom and get I don't know, you remember the Blue Cross, you remember Blue Cross days when it was Blue
Yes.
Cross. Sometimes Blue Cross get back the full amount, the full house, use nothing off of it because you're young and your body healthy. But when you're going up in age now, you have to test, you have to do your executive, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to buy your blood pressure pill. Some of us have diabetes, some of us start to feel the arthritis and other ailments. And I serve as a nation builders for over 30, 40 years. And then when you retire me now, you just throw me in the wilderness with 20% figure dead? No. The retired teacher must get the maximum health And what I will lobby, what I will lobby with the government for again, if a teacher want to go over 60, want to go to 65, that is his or her business. But at age 60, teachers must retire from the profession with maximum retirement package. Because let me tell you something, going over 60 in this profession with these type of children that we have today, a slow poison we get. By the time we reach 66, we dead. So I am saying that teachers must go home at age 60. And I'm negotiating with the government for that. If the teacher wish to go to 65, that is, they can go. But give teacher that preference to say you can go home at age 60. Right?
Yes.
And when you want to, if you want to, if you so suppose you want you want to live in Clarendon, you're migrating to Clarendon, and you're permanent at a school in Kingston, you're a permanent teacher, you can also move with your permanency to another institution. And also the transfer of principals, the transfer of principals. I think you have some schools that have excellent principal, that is the school is doing well academically, discipline and everything. You have another set of school, they are not doing so well. I believe that you can move that principal, just like you have in the police, move that principal and put to that school to say, build that school, transfer that principal, put him to the school and see what is the problem. And if that school goes down, I believe that the government can start to roll some heads.
But sir, I don't know, because that negotiation I don't think will be in light with what you'll be able to do as it relates to transferring of principles per se.
No,
Because it comes from very
it's not
deep
on my
roots.
main. It's not on my main, you know. It's
It
not
is
on.
from
It's
very
not. It's
far.
not a main thing, you know. But it come to me to say I think that government can. It's something that is in the making that we have to work. It's not something that just going to come up like that. Because let me tell you something.
But
Why I believe into it, and I
let me
remember
ask.
there's a school in Kingston,
Mm,
Saudi, that was doing, the staff morale was so low, teachers and the principal and them not get on. Anyway, I think the board dismissed the principal and they sent a retired principal to that school. And the lady built back that school and put back the school at a certain level and get back the staff together. So yeah, let me hear what you're saying.
so I am saying one of the things is with the transfer thing, Principal A might be doing very well at school two or school three, but that environment may suit the principal A. But move that principal A to area four or five, he or she may not be able to function. Again,
Why?
based on the different environment.
Give me a
Environment
little back
generally.
up, Mr. Graham. Give me a little back up on this. What do you think about it?
It is also my view that if a principal is a transformational leader, that principal must be able to function anywhere that principal is placed,
All
and
right.
not in just a conducive environment to his or her style
No,
of
not a
leadership. The
conducive.
principal
But style of
must be
leadership,
able.
sir, style of leadership also affects, or the environment also will affect or affect the style of leadership that the principal has.
Yeah, but again, Saudi.
Yes. And let me ask you, before you go, I'm just going to put something to the table now, and I want to answer. Do you think, you know what, let me leave it because some people may really get at me. When you look at some all boys compared to all good schools. Do you think, and two ways I'm asking, that that same transformational principle that you may think about will be functioning? Let's say, do you think you could use a Kevin with a Sardi press to Queens and it functions the same way?
All right.
Do you think you could use a Nadine Mala or only to immediate past principle to a case,
Or immediate which who or who?
immediate past president
At KC or Lasagna at KC.
to case?
All right. I'm going to tell you the truth with that. I believe that for a boys' school, for a boys' school, it's supposed to be a male principal to mentor the boys. And at a girls' school, it's supposed to be a female to mentor the girls. But at St. George's, it's a female principal.
No, that's not the question I'm asking. You see, you can't, you know, sir, which I agree. Judges have a female principal. And I'm asking now, as it relates to transfer, do you think it will be the same? Do you think there will be an issue? That you talk about mentorship now from sex to
It would be for a male to be a principal at a girls' school to be an issue.
but it won't be a big issue for a female to be a principal at a boys' school.
You don't see your society state. You don't see your society state.
You see where I'm getting at. So I mean, the transfer being a transformational leadership, and that's why I'm saying the environment also dictates and help with that transformational leader. To
No,
be
but
successful.
sorry, let me tell you something. You see, a Zach Henry can go at any school or transform it. A Zach Henry can go to any school.
How many schools have he transformed?
He was the principal for stats in the 80s and 90s. He died on the job of heart attack.
Where?
Stats.
So why you think you'll be able to go to Edwin Allen and transform?
Yes,
Edwin Allen?
Zach.
I'm just asking. Give me the reasons. I
All
don't
right.
know. So I
No,
don't know.
no gunman. No bad. You could have bad like there would be big. It's a gunman. You cannot conquer Zach at stats. When you hear people tell you about Zach Henry, boy, what gunman. Zach put him in a place.
Sorry, Chris and Sir Saunders, if you see me jump off, you know my internet, the bandwidth is low, all right?
Listen,
Yeah.
man. Hey, borrow some of my own bags.
Yeah.
All right. Well done. Well done. Yeah, so I'm just using those little statistics, or should I say information.
All right. Look, all right. So, but sorry, take out the
quantify
example.
that.
Look at Miss Esther Tyson.
Mhm.
She was a principal for a retirement at Arden. Miss Esther Tyson went to Tarantino
Mhm.
and transformed Tarantino.
I'm not saying no. What I'm simply saying, sir, you may have, as it is, the few that will be able to work under any condition, any environment. But
No, but as a
wholesale
leader, no, sorry, as a leader, you must work. Anywhere they put you as a good leader, you work, man.
listen, sir, you are looking at the fact that a principal or a leader should be the same thing anywhere. And I'm telling you this, believe it or not. I'm not saying it is not possible, but there are challenges. There will be challenges. Just as the same way, because there's a question here, and the question is saying that would you also agree with that transfer of teachers under the same circumstances as principals?
Transfer of teachers, no.
Why not?
Only if a teacher want a transfer to
But
another
why
school.
not? A
Huh?
teacher who is strong at school B in mathematics, and she leads a team that will be able to continue that trend. And at school C,
I am not too in agreement with that. I am in the American schools, they don't transfer teachers, but they transfer principals.
in the same type of schools or the group of schools, not a class schools.
Americans deal with district.
in the same group of schools.
Right, in the district. So they send you maybe so at a teacher, a failing principal, they will move that failing principal and put that principal to a school that is doing well, and put that principal at that failing school. And then if that principal running down the school that him get, there he's going to be fired.
But sir, listen to me I say, and you bring the point now. So you see where me I tell about environment and the different aspect of it. The districts are the group of schools which would have similarly to say our regions. Am I right?
Yeah.
So you're moving somebody out of region 6. You're not gonna put them in region 1. Would you? Or you keep them in region 6? What level of transfer? So those transfer that you're talking about in US.
So what you have to just adapt to the culture. Remember, let me tell you, you see, as a leader, Sadi, you're just going to a school. As a transformational leader, you can't just at it. So you try to get the culture of the school first. Find out the type of people them who you work with, and that is what fails some principal who say they are transformational leader. Them just run into the school and start to make rapid changes, and them and the teachers.
What you're saying to me, there's no stats to say I don't know of any failing principals. You hear me? You know failing principals in Jamaica?
Sorry, stop putting me in trouble, man. Yes. Yes.
You know failing principals.
Yes.
So how that grade, I don't know, how did they mark to be failed? And under what level of inspection or so on? I've never seen that. Never heard of it.
No, because remember, in the full system our system needs shake up, Sadi. We are failing principals, man. We have failing principals. All right, look at use Mr. Graham's school in Clarendon Central. One time, Central, when them in at the time, I think they didn't Mapen Secondary, Mr. Graham.
Yeah, that's correct.
Mapen Secondary, why? And then the secondary, why?
And they were transformed, didn't it?
They are transformed. I'd like to see Central at Manning Cup, the Costa Cup final.
Over what period of
Central
time?
and School Challenge quiz doing well.
So this is what I'm saying, sir. This
But
whole
it
aspect that you're
takes
talking
leadership.
about.
It takes
It's
leadership.
leadership, and not just leadership, strong leadership. But I'm saying to you, there are things that will affect or affect the strong leader.
So all right.
That's
So
how
they
it
could
takes
all right.
into
They could move you
consideration.
and put you say you're a principal. They put you at Charlie Smith.
If they could put me there,
Mm-hmm.
well, that is one question. But would I go there?
Huh?
Would I go
Would
there?
you go there? Would you
That's
you
a
go?
question you should ask.
Would you go there?
I'm not sure.
Well, I would go there.
Why would you go there?
Huh?
Why would you go there?
To transform the community and the boys them, and the boy and the girl them, and transform the community.
That's all over him, but I'm just saying. So this is what I'm saying. So if I'm saying, then I wouldn't go to Charlie Smith as you mentioned. Would you say me as a weak leader?
So you wouldn't go to Charlie Smith.
I'm saying if I said I won't go, would you see me or take me as a weak leader?
I wouldn't say you're a weak leader. You're coward.
I'm what?
Coward.
Why?
A coward this man.
Why? What is there for
Because
me to
you know, said Charlie Smith is in jungle
do?
and some bad boys, and the community itself is a volatile area.
So I'm telling you, why would I submit myself?
But I'm going to tell you again. I'm going to tell you again.
Into?
I'm going to tell you again. Dance. We are
No,
we
equal answer. We know why you carry that part.
all right. I'm going to tell you. We are not threat. We
Hold on.
teachers.
You know what?
Teachers
Hold
are
on,
not
hold on,
old.
people. Hold on. Thank you very much. I don't want you to carry that part of the show, sir. Don't take it right. All right, continue, but don't carry that part of the show.
But we are not predators to society. We are not predators to society. We are not predators to society. No matter how, one time I have a puncher, me tire blow out into an inner city area. Blow! And the boys they run out. And when them look at me, what's I say, boy, then jump on a vehicle and jack up the vehicle.
Most teachers get
And then you know what they say? They might tell a friend, he love beat. He give me some slap beat in a grade 7 if you don't do your homework. He said, that man, yeah, try do the man your homework. Somebody said, they want me to do to you. A bad thing me not do to you. He said,
It was a beating teacher.
in that time when boy forget they could touch up, man. We are so sorry.
So
Yeah, man.
Sir Saunders, we're going down. What do you think your chances are like now to be victorious in this election?
Well, I am doing my groundwork, Saudi, and when I do, I am on the campaign trail, and when I do my presentation to the teachers, they buy in, a lot of them, at least 90% of the staffs that I have do a presentation to, buy in to my manifesto. They really like it and said that it is achievable. It is achievable.
It is achievable, or they would want it.
Huh?
Is it that it is achievable coming from the teachers, or that's something they would love to have?
Something that they would love to happen. You understand? And just as how sometimes you go on staff and you have teachers and principals will ask you how that is. And you say, for example, like motor vehicle concession, you know that we have the largest labor force. So I'm saying that if you can't give all the teachers, but I put a little thing to them still, to say to the government, Chinese come in the country to invest. You know that Chinese tax-free for 5 years? You know that?
No.
Yeah, man, Chinese tax-free for 5 years.
Okay.
And then after them they do 5 years at this location, they leave to another location and give them change the name and they go to another place like them new and change the business name. Understand? I'm saying to government, hunt them down, find them and start to tax the Chinese and use that money help to pump education. So you can give the teachers them a motor vehicle concession, or there are thousands of cars on the wharf that they auction yearly. And you know who go down there and buy them, Saudi? The used car dealers. Because me and you can go in a competition with them in an auction. You understand?
So what you propose?
Because they will start a car at 500,000 and then carry all that car go to all 2.5, 3 million because they're going to sell it back for 4. Because them can buy it. You can't afford that. So I'm saying to the government, sell the teachers some of those cars for a reasonable price. Or give us duty-free for carrying our own vehicle. Government can do those things, Saudi. Government can, Because what happened, Saudi? Me see I'll smile, What happened, Saudi? Is that our teachers are leaving. And we want the teachers to stay because the country is dark. And if you allow the brain drain of our teachers, it is going to be darker.
One thing I'll say to you, sir, right now, here and then, and if what you're proposing, you think what you're proposing will actually encourage our teachers to stay?
Not everyone is fair-minded. Some of us don't want to leave, It's just because.
But why they leave?
Because of salary, financial problems. That's why they leave. One of my brethren leave and him say, Saunders, if me there Jamaica couldn't buy him buy one 20 at the time at 2017. By 2018, he says a 2018 vehicle him drive, and he couldn't drive that
No. That it makes no sense in comparing.
Me know, but it's just showing that
where he's coming from.
if him live here. So if these benefits that I'm asking the government for, along with livable wage, it can work and teachers will stay, because not all of us want to leave this country. Not all of us.
Okay. You are very, very confident, sir. So do Mr. Graham. Many of us are confident. We have other, how many, 6 other candidates. I heard earlier you made mention, I think Mr. Graham raised the point that electronic voting was illegal, or illegally done, or implemented, or used during the aspect of the compensation review where they were voted to accept. But what I'm hearing is that for the election, there will also be electronic voting. What's your say? Will that be have any impact or effect on your chance of winning the election?
Well, fair enough. I am not in for the electronic, and I think that the JTA should have not oversee the election. They should have give an outsider to do the election. But let us see what happened now. Mr. Graham, you have anything to say?
Well, I raised a point. I don't know if you're hearing me because
Yeah,
internet
man,
is.
we're hearing you clear, man. Clear.
I raised a point. I think it was last week or week before with Mr. Clayton Hall, and he said it was above his pay grade. He said that the delegates have voted to have electronic voting taking place, but I have not heard from a delegate that such is the case. So I want more information and such because I am not in agreement with the electronic voting.
Why? What is the negative impact?
The electronic voting can be easily manipulated.
How?
Who is in control of such data?
Sir, you have to tell me these things. I'm asking. I don't know.
So I am of the view of Mr. Saunders that there should be an external body in charge of the election. Others may have a different view to say JTA business must be taken care by JTA, but for transparency and for fairness, and this is my personal view, because it can be skewed to one candidate or skewed to another. So I'm saying, I was already a member. Let me bring it a different direction. I am already a member of JT, and now I'm told to register electronically as a member of JTA. So, my idea of it is, I don't know where it is going. Something like this just pop up onto us. Don't know if it was said that the delegates.
Sir, sorry to cut you, but I don't understand. Why is it popping up on you? Why did it pop on you? The fact that you are in the race as a candidate. Are you saying to me that the hierarchy of JTA has never brought the candidates together to say this is the situation or this will happen? You're muted, Mr. Saunders.
We have called up to a meeting with the credential committee to say that we are going electronically. That is last week. And you have to register. Although you're a member paying your fee, you have to go on the JTA web to register. And after you register, they send a message to your email. And after they send a message to an email to say they are verifying, they will send you back another message to create a password, and then they send it up to you for voting. That's how it goes. I am learning that last week, which I'm not in agreement
But
with.
that process is good.
Huh?
That process that you just talk about is good. verification, and so on. The point I'm making is why electronic voting? Did you ask those questions? Did you ask the question, why is it we
It
change from the manual voting to no electronic?
all right. Yes, I asked that question because remember, um, during COVID, we know that during COVID we had have to have electronic voting because we didn't have the schools were closed. When Lasagna in the time of Lasagna's election, it was dual, both electronic and um, the regular voting, ballot voting. When myself and Leighton Johnson ran, when I ran with Leighton Johnson, it was straight electronic, right? And then this year now, they're saying that they're cutting out the ballot because it will cost the organization less. It is less expensive, and we are now living technology world, and it's much easier for the teachers and for they said that what happened is that it is more fair because during ballot time, contact teachers just carry one candidate and just mark for that candidate and make some signature. And so they are said the online voting is more safer for us. But what I don't agree with, I don't think the JTA itself should have controlled the election. And I don't believe, as long as I am a paid member, I don't have to register to vote. You must know your members
So,
and send out
so if you
what.
have to, when you look at how the technology talk about, when you talk about technology and what would I say now, the misfit or the negative impact of technology, registration is very important, regardless as well as a member, because I can know your particulars, so to speak, and use them. And sorry, you see, scamming thing we are talking about. I know I'm very hard thing to do. It's just that many of us are careless while we are scammed or we were scammed. The point I'm making is registering, I believe that part of it is good for security reasons. What I don't know is how the whole aspect, and Sir Graham asked about who control the database. Regardless of who control, that is another aspect of it that we can debate. I understand that. But sir, as it is, and you mentioned about what happened with manual voting, I think electronic voting to me right now is a bit safer or could be clearer or cleaner, notwithstanding that in everything that you have devious persons or devious act. But to go dual, I think that is more of a problem if you go dual. It's either we go manual or electronic. That's my take. So you still didn't answer the latter part of the question. So do you think if it is electronic voting, that will have any impact on your results and the results, your favorable results?
Well, along with our team, we are trying to register all the teachers, try to encourage the teachers to register very early that we don't have any problem when it comes to election. So, as I said out there on the floor, doing my little background checks, we are doing the team, we are doing well so far.
And say that very good. I'm not read it. I'll always put them on screen, but this one I think I should read. Database has migrated and teachers who are no longer members are members data. I know what she's talking about. So yes, the fact that there are some persons who will still on the system as Tom Jones, but he is no longer a member of the JTA, whether by death, as it is in our own election system here, or that he has, what would I say, removed him or herself from the membership of the JTA. So the importance of registering for this purpose, I believe is important. It's that I'm registering again for a membership. So that's why I'm saying it is a good thing to straighten out our, they would say in election terms, clean up the voters list.
Well, we are not opposing them. They are doing their thing. We are doing our thing. So our job is to get our voters to register. Just like how in the political parties, they get their members to numerate, we have to get our members to register. And that's what myself and Mr. Graham and the team working on. We are getting the members to register.
Final question. All right, let me final question, and I'll give you the opportunity to close. In terms of parishes, where or which parish or parishes do you think you are actually leading in terms of your background work?
No, I'm not going to get information on that. You're leading the, you're sending me opponent them for me now. No,
Okay, all right.
I'm not
All right,
going to
no
answer
problem,
that
no
question.
problem.
No, I'm not going to answer that question.
I mean, when you look at it, people will say, I'm just asking because, when you look at our local government recent and general elections, these are questions and things that people pose. I am leading in there, and the poll would have shown. I haven't done any poll, but just asking. And that's fair. That's fair enough. The campaign manager is tired around here. What you say? You tired, Mr. G? Blessing,
Yes,
blessing.
I'm really tired.
Blessing, blessing. So, all right, sir. Before you go, let me give you your final statements. What do you want to say to your supporters or for those who have not yet made up their minds? Sir Graham.
Oh, sorry about that. Right. So we are saying that, the teachers of Jamaica, it's time to take matters in our own hands, time for us to represent ourselves, time for us to put a teacher at the helm to lead us. Mr. Saunders is a man with the plan. He has good ideas. Um, we're not saying that all of the ideas might be 100% achievable in one go, but that the campaign itself um, continues, because we will still look at another um, teacher to represent us, because we are all on band 4. And in my very heart of hearts, I don't think we should have been on band 4. I think that and in my own view now, that we were shafted. And because those who have the power to sign saw themselves somewhere where they themselves can benefit, they did not consider us much. And I mean, it is debatable, but I'm saying give Mr. Saunders a chance to represent. I know other teachers keep one and two teachers talking about eloquence and all of that. But we have to look at things differently, because eloquence cannot put food on the table. We need strong representation when times come for us to negotiate. Someone who will get the job done and teachers benefit. So give the man with the plan a chance to execute his manifesto and see where we can take it from there. Blessings.
All right. Thank you very much on that, sir. Sir Sanders,
Yes.
the man with the plan. Your final things. What are you, or what would you say now to those persons, your supporters who are here, those who are not, because they will again um, watch and listen to this conversation and of course this show, and to those who have not yet made up their mind.
Well, I'm saying I am a classroom teacher, and I am on the ground just as the regular teacher bond 4. have financial problems, and all of these things. And I think that it is time now for the JTA, for the teachers to use one of their own classroom teachers to negotiate for them, right? I am the man with the plan. And I'm telling you, teachers will get the real representation from me. I will select a strong team, a very strong team. People who have the heart, who have people for the teachers, or looking out for the teacher, the well-being of our teachers. Because colleagues, maybe you hear I debate a lot on salary. Remember, the education system needs to fix. We have a lot in the education system. When we look at the JTC bill, right? We we look at we our we need resources and other things. A lot of things need to fix in the system. But before, the well-being of our teachers must be taken care of, because you can't fix system and we still can't go supermarket, we still can't go to the gas station. I am for the teachers of Jamaica. I am a teacher's advocate. And during the time of negotiation, I was one of the teacher who out there representing teachers. Um, a few videos have gone viral with me defending the teachers of Jamaica. And I'm still defending the teachers of Jamaica. So when June, the third week in June, it's going to be 1 week of election, vote for Okeef Saunders, the man with the plan, true representation. And as I said earlier on, I am not Jesus Christ. I can't work miracle, but something good is going to happen for the teachers of Jamaica under the stewardship of Okeef Saunders. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sir Sanders, the man with the plan. Ladies and gentlemen, here you have him. That's what he's all about. Talking about livable wages, talking about that teachers must at least go home with at least $200,000 in their pocket after their deductions. He also mentioned importantly that we should, all the teachers by now should be at band 6 and moving forward. Next year they should be on band 7. 100% home financing, ladies and gentlemen. That's what he proposed. And of course, talking about getting teachers, giving teachers breakfast and a lunch per day, subsidy breakfast and lunch. Not just that, they ensure that these conditions will be met to ensure that teachers have proper transportation, be able to pay their utilities, their rent, their mortgages, and of course, to have a sip when necessary for those time. Of course, we have more to talk about, we have more to say. But for now, as he's saying that, vote for Okeef Saunders, ladies and gentlemen. That's what he's campaigning about. And if that's fit your bill, if that's what you want, then of course you have it. Gentlemen, very, very good show. And I hope that Jamaica will actually buy into what you have to say. People, it is just another night. And I thank you very much in the chat. Nice lady, all right through the night, up and going. I must say, blessings to you. There's a lot more people over there and tell you what nice ladies, it doesn't skip a beat. Alfred Thomas, pick up yourself for joining and participating. We also have Let's Talk Education. Let's Talk Education Research who came in. Deborah, we want to say thank you as well. And of course, Janelle, pick up yourself wherever you are. Blessings and welcome again to the Sadiq Show. Stay with us because we'll have more to go. And of course, what's this name again? Is it Sugar Plum Plum? I can tell you, oh, what a night. You know that person, sir? Blue Mawo, thank you for joining as well. And we want to say blessing. Donald Robinson, I know that you are here. If you are not, continue to join the Saturday Chris show. And Tamara, big up yourself as well. All of us people, all of you who were here. I tell you, it was a very good night. Raquel Wilson, yes, you were here as well. Blessings. And remember, this is the Saturday Chris show. And if you have not yet done so, please like, subscribe, and share the content. See you next Wednesday, or you can join me on Friday night. But for Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have another candidate. I'll let you know who we'll have on next Wednesday. And of course, you will make your right choice. Sir,
Come
big
on.
up yourself, man. All the best. And you know, sorry, Chris is here. Sir Graham gone, but blessings to your team. And so we'll see you soon.
Yeah, man.
Blessings, people. This is where we say good night and have a blessed night. See you again.